You're welcome back. The constituency of the recent defection of 37 members of the Federal House of Representatives from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to All Progressive Congress, APC, is now a subject of political crossfire between gladiators of the two political parties. To discuss this on this side today are Mr. Joe Abago, one-time Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Benin State. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Femi.
And of course, I have Mr. King Onoja, a legal practitioner and public affairs analyst. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, let me start with Mr. Abago, as one-time Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of Benin State. Let's look at the defection. Is it in tandem with the Constitution?
I'll say yes, it is in tandem with the Constitution, even though Section 68 of the Constitution generally provides against defection. There is a saving provision, there is a proviso under Section 61, Section 68, subsection 1G. And that section says that if a member belongs to a party that has a faction or a division, then such a member of such a faction is at liberty to defect. It says the same thing in respect of a merger. Where a merger takes place, all the members that were elected under a previous party that now comes under a new merger would also not suffer any loss of seat by virtue of they are losing the name of the original party that brought them into the parliament. So, in short, the defections are acceptable under all parliamentary democracies around the world.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. King, the beauty of the argument is existence of division of factions, whether there are factions within the PDP. Do you believe there are factions within the PDP?
I do not agree that there are factions within the PDP. First of all, we must always accept that on the basis of political parties, basis of actions in political parties, there are always going to be small subdivisions. There are always cliques, there are always groupings, there are always arrangements. It's a part of the political party system. And even in the House of Representatives, for instance, we have the G7, we have the Integrity Group, we have the G, there are all sorts of Gs.
Okay.
So groupings in political parties are always part of the political process. However, that a particular position says, a particular group says that they are dissatisfied with status quo, or I don't think that automatically translates to a division within the context of the position.
So the value of the new PDP that has been quashed by court of law, do you see it as a problem there?
I don't see it as a problem, particularly with respect to the fact that a court of competent jurisdiction, after having reviewed the facts, asserted that PDP is one, that there's one political party, there's one legal entity, and that the rest of it, was illegal, null and void. Particularly, the court gave orders to those particular people, Kawu Baraje, Olabunmi Oyinlola, and several other people, and told them to stop parading themselves as officials of the political party, to stop, making representations on the basis of their having walked out of the special convention. It also held that it recognized the special convention of the PDP, recognized the net led by Alhaji Bamanga Tukutu, and gave recognition to that one part of the PDP. There's nothing else.
Okay.
Legally, there's nothing else.
Okay. Let's go back to you now. In the case of, you want to respond to that?
Yes, I want to respond to that. I want to say that his analysis of the decision of the court simply confirms that there is indeed a faction and a division. Why do I say so? What is a simple dictionary definition of faction? It's a clique of a larger group. It's a division of a larger group. And simply put,
we're talking about the
court ruling simply says, yes, the authentic PDP that is recognized by law is the one led by Tukutu because they have the certificate of incorporation of registration and is also recognized by INEC. But that does not mean there did not exist as a matter of fact a new PDP. What is a faction? A group broke out of a convention. Yes, the convention was accepted. The group formed its executive council. The group now elected its officials. What else would you recognize as a faction?
Let's take a look at the Supreme Court ruling. I'm talking of Amici and Omeya's Supreme Court ruling, which says that in the case of an election, it is the party that goes into election and not the candidate. Does that suffice in this case?
Remember that the Amechi case, the Amechi case is no longer the law in Nigeria today. By virtue of the Electoral Act of 2011,
okay,
we see that no person, no candidate will be recognized as elected if he did not go through all the processes that resulted in his election.
That's right.
So
I'm not doubting that. I'm talking about all the people
involved today, were elected under the 2011 Electoral Act, and are therefore guided by the provisions of that act.
Okay.
And that means that they went through all the processes of the elections, and the Supreme Court decision saying that it is a political party that goes into election does not mean that the candidate is not as important as the party election.
Okay, what's your take on that? On that Umeha, Amechi?
Amechi versus Umeha said quite a lot of things.
Okay.
Right. And what my learned senior just said is one of the many things it said. Now, having that portion of the Electoral Act, which it says that a candidate has to go through the entire process before he can be declared winner of the elections, is only one of the changes that the Electoral Act made to make sure that some of the principles in Amechi versus Umeha couldn't apply after 2011. But it did not go along to abrogate every other thing that was said. So, for instance, the Supreme Court categorically said that it is the party that is the sponsoring platform for the election. The party provides the platform, provides the funding, provides the network. You can now not take the benefit of all that hard work, all that investment, and go somewhere else. It belongs to the political party. It is the reason, for instance, and this is often, the Supreme Court didn't say this, but I'm also telling you this. It is the reason why if you look at the ballot box, you do not see the name or picture of the candidate. You see the emblem and logo of the political party. You campaign next to the emblem and logo of the political party. It is categorical that there is no independent candidature. The seat doesn't inure to you. It inures to the political party. Okay. If you are leaving the political party, you leave the property of the political party behind. Or you leave it open for contest.
What's your take on that?
My take is that the mandate of the people is given to a candidate of the party. It is not given to a political party. Because there are constitutional provisions for you to qualify before you can contest an election. And without a candidate, there cannot be an election, or that party cannot contest an election. On the other hand, the candidate alone, without his party, can challenge the mandate that has been given to him. So that shows that the candidate remains superior to that of the political party. Secondly, what does the fundamental right of freedom of association entail? Section 36 of the 7 of the Constitution provides for you your freedom of association. And that means that provision can make, allows you to move from an association you do not wish to belong to another one. And that is what Section 68 of Section 1G is preserving. You can move from a party to another one so long as you fulfill certain conditions, and these conditions were fulfilled by the members.
Thank you. Mr. King, before I want you can respond to that, but I want to take this along with that. What are the options left to the PDP if it's so dissatisfied with the defection?
Okay, before I respond to that, I want to read a portion of the judgment of the Supreme Court in the case of Amechi versus Umeha. Okay. This is the Honorable Justice Oguntade Asidenwol. Okay. He says, now Section 221 of the 1999 Constitution provides, no association other than a political party shall canvass for votes for any candidate at any election or contribute to the funds of any party or to election of expenses of any candidate at any election. He goes on to say, the above provision effectually removes the possibility of independent candidacy in our elections and places emphasis and responsibility in elections on political parties. Without a political party, a candidate cannot contest. The primary method to contest for elective officers is therefore between parties. If as provided by Section 221 above, it is only a party that canvasses for votes. It follows that it is a party that wins an election.
Okay, now what are the options?
The options that are open to the PDP are the same options that were applied in Ondo State. by the Labour Party. When, which case is that? Honorable Ifedayo Abegunde. It's a case that is presently pending in the Court of Appeal, but has been decided in the Federal High Court. Okay. If Honorable Ifedayo Abegunde moved from PDP, where he was, over to Labour Party, contested an election on the platform of Labour Party, won the election. A few months thereafter, purported to move to the ACN along with his seat. Honorable Justice Gloria Okeke of the Federal High Court refused and says no. The seat is the property of the political party. Because there is a fusion of party and candidates, once you leave, that is not a whole unit anymore. Therefore, INEC conduct an election, conduct a by-election, and fill up that position. Honorable Abegunde has gone to the Court of Appeal, and that matter is still pending. However, because a judgment has been given, that is the law as of today.
No, the basis for that decision is that there was no division or faction within the Labour Party. That's the basis for that decision. It is not because that person had no right.
In this case, there are no divisions. Let me remain one indivisible family.
But that is not a matter of fact.
Can I clarify something?
As a matter of fact, there is a new PDP, and there is also the old PDP.
But the system has been modified by the court of the line. The new PDP.
That there exists a faction does not mean that both factions must be recognized by INEC. It is because there is a problem with the party that there is a division.
Sorry.
And as a law says, when there is a division, then you have liberty to defect. But if there is no division, if there is no faction, you have no right to defect. That's the difference between the case and the...
Can we quickly go back to the fact of Ifedayo Abegunde's case? Okay. The facts of the case are very simple. The then chairman of the Labour Party in those states decamped to the ACN. Now, Honorable Abegunde's assertion was that in the whole rancor leading up to and following the division and following the defection, that there was a division in the Labour Party, and that defection led to the state chairman defecting.
Despite that, the court still ruled against.
The court said that the mere fact of defection and disagreements within a political party do not automatically meet the standards for this division that we're talking about. The court held up to that point and says no, that some people are disgruntled and unhappy and say they want to leave the political party. Disgruntlement and unhappiness is a fundamental part of the political process. You cannot divorce being unhappy in the political party and being disgruntled in the political party from the political process. Otherwise, it's not politics. Politics is almost a war. I mean, it's a very nice, very well-couched war. But, I mean, it's a war all the same. If somebody is looking to win, somebody is looking to lose. As long as there's a winner, there'll be a loser. As long as there's a loser, there'll be an unhappy person. But the fact that everybody who loses an election or a primary election and goes to court, does that mean the party is divided? Of course not.
In Ifedayo's case, that the chairman of Labour Party becomes to ACN did not mean a faction. He simply defected to another party. But a faction exists where there is a division within a group, and that new division has its own structure, has offices, has officers, has every other thing to salute the authenticity of the older faction. That is where a faction exists. They walked out of a national convention that was going on and formed a parallel structure that is very different from PDP. So what does that mean? Both of them are claiming the authentic PDP. So that is the factor.
I'm sorry. Okay, before you go on, again, we have to go back to the facts of Ifedayo Abegunde's case. Okay. We have to go back to the facts of Ifedayo Abegunde's case. Now, after Dr. Olayaoni, who was the state chairman, moved to the ACN, remember I said in the run-up to his defection to the ACN and thereafter, there was a tussle as to who would fill his seat. This led to the existence of two state executive committees. There were two in the Labour Party. In the Labour Party. One was headed by, one was headed by Chief Olu Ogidan, and another was headed by Kunle Odidi. Two of them, there were two factions, there were two state chairmen. But despite that, it is once they had gone through their processes And the court held that one of these factions only was going to be recognized. The second one, for all intents and purposes, ceases to exist.
A faction of a party exists at the national level, not at the state level. Nobody has ever challenged the chairmanship of Dan Wanya, the national chairman, on Labour.
Okay.
He has never.
Let's leave that now. The question I want to ask is, what does this portend for the polity? This defection. Is it good omen? Is it bad omen? Is it enhancing our democracy? Is it weakening it, in your own view?
It is enhancing our democracy. It is beautiful. It is wonderful. These are the things that allow for stability in our polity. In every constitutional democracy, we have come from a long history of military dictatorship. And therefore we see things in a rather straight-jacketed manner. And it's maybe somebody holding a chain up to stop you from exercising your constitutional rights and freedom inside the Constitution. If there's a freedom of expression, and if the Constitution provides for defection, it is being expressed, it is being given expression in the Constitution, and should be allowed to flow.
Do you share that view?
I don't agree. And respectfully, I actually vehemently do not agree. And the reason is very simple. We've come, like you said, we've come from a place of military dictatorship where the chain was held up and you were compelled to do something. There was no thought process, there was no ideology. We've come into democracy now, we ought to stand for something. This thing of one person moving from one political party to another political party to another political party to be able to achieve power by every means necessary is what actually oversees the policy. It's not what calms it down. It doesn't do us any favors.
I'm talking about morals now.
We need people, even as democratic ideals, we need people to be able to stand up and say, this is what I stand for. This is what I represent. Moving from the PDP to the APC to the whatever other party that you will move to in the future does not stand for something. You're falling for everything. And that cannot be said to be so. It is not right. Now, remember,
I think it's terrible. I mean, you say that we should practice policies of ideology, of philosophy, of belief, of conviction.
What is politics of ideology? Politics of ideology, as he is talking about, does not quite exist in this country as of yet. We are just evolving. So now we have that if we look at the manifestos of both parties, of the APC, for instance, and the PDP, they are similar, except to the extent that APC promises you free education and certain other things and more participation of government in the economic development. Now, if we allow individuals who feel that the space within which they are operating is too dictatorial, has impunity, does not allow them freedom of expression, does not allow them to operate in a manner that enhances freedom through democracy. And there's a realignment of forces. That is what is going to lead to proper ideological politics. Now, the people who are defecting from PDP are those who have now said that the PDP no longer holds anything good for them, and are therefore looking for a forum that will now enhance the potential.
Okay. Mr. King, do you believe that the House should declare the seat of the 37 members vacant?
I actually do believe so. But like I said,
on what premise did you do that?
What premise? Yes. The premise I believe is going back to the Constitution. I believe that the PDP has gone the proper way. We're going to seek the PDP. Well, I'm a member of the PDP, so I mean I can say that. I can say we. The party has gone to seek judicial interpretation of relevant sections of the Constitution. However, I need to say that this thing of alignment and realignment, right? We often have, for instance, I'll give you an example. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, he left the PDP, went to the ACN, came back to the PDP. What exactly do you stand for? What exact representation do you give to anybody? You cannot come...
It's talking about no participation. You have the right in a democracy.
Nobody says that you shouldn't associate freely, right? And I actually do think if you want to exercise those freedoms, exercise those freedoms. Nobody is saying you should not. But the property of someone that you were reading on his back to achieve a status, to achieve a level, to achieve an office, leave the office. My statement to anybody who believes that they are, because we've heard so much rancor about popularity, about growing profile in the country. If you believe in your popularity and your profile, leave the seat, go back and test it in the public.
So you are saying that we cannot exercise our freedom of association without false rumors and philosophy and ideology.
Your freedom starts when my freedom stops.
Okay. Now,
and if I vote for you on the platform of the PDP, only for you to use that platform, deceive me, get my vote, and then move somewhere else, I believe you're being fraudulent.
Okay. Now, what's the take? Do you think the House should declare the seat of the 37 members vacant?
No, at all, because they have acted properly under the Constitution. Therefore, the House cannot and should not declare their seats vacant. What did the Supreme Court say in respect of Atiku when he left as secret vice president and went to the AC? The Supreme Court said he had a right to move, and the other tenure with the president who was PDP and he as an AC. So the freedom of association is held higher than any other law that you can think about within the Constitution, because the freedom of association belongs to the first chapter of the Constitution, which is fundamental rights enforcement. And the fundamental rights are far superior to all other provisions of the Constitution, because it needs 3/4 of the votes to amend a section of the Constitution, to amend a provision of the fundamental rights. Whereas we need only some threats to amend the rights by other provisions of the Constitution. So that's a superior right.
But his own point is that we should not exercise this right without recourse to morals, to ideologies, to philosophies, that we should just cut carpet without taking into cognizance those who voted for you on the platform of a political party. That's the stake. I'm just repeating what you said.
No, does that matter at all? No, the issue will still go back to the electorate. The people who determine, they vote properly and consulted with their electorate, at least that's what they say. They consulted with their electorate, and the electorate says this is the direction to go. And they're responding to what the electorate says. If such people did not respond to what the electorate says, basically they'll be voting the next time they come up. So leave it to the people. These are freedoms that must be exercised for democracy to grow.
So do you believe we are growing, that we are evolving?
Nigeria will evolve every day.
I mean, our democracy.
Our democracy, the beautiful thing about democracy is that it evolves every day. And I actually do believe that if we go to court, whether the Supreme Court votes, whether the court system, the judicial system votes for or against my position, I believe there's been an evolution. And we have learned something new, and a new principle and a new peg has been set.
That's right.
I agree. We would evolve whichever which way. But it is my contention that if we go the other way, we're not going the proper way. It is my belief, and I actually do, and I know several people who believe the same thing as well. I think that we need to get to this point. Like he says, he says it will be for the electorate, and at the end of their tenure, if the electorate doesn't agree, they'll be voted out. Why wait till then? Meanwhile, the party that gave him investment, that invested in his election, that provided the platform on which he contested, that provided the network, is deprived between now and the next election, 2 years, maybe a year or thereabouts.
But this argument is very serious. You would have come to PDP, no problem. The governor of Abia, becomes no problem. Becomes no problem. Zamfara becomes no problem. How come there's a problem now?
Thank you very much.
When the champions are to PDP, there's no problem.
If somebody decides to sleep on his right, it is the person's.
Thank you very much. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the program, Mr. Joe Vargo, former Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Benue State.
Thank you very much.
And of course, Mr. King,
thank you.
legal practitioner, analyst. Thank you very much.